Doug. All right, Robert. Sorry about this. This is my second go around tonight. I was recording, and then the fan on the MacBook was extremely loud. It sounded like I was taking off on an airplane, and it was pretty bad. So, take two. Anyway, if you would have watched the the devastation I sent last night, and yeah, it was hosted on YouTube. I was trying to host it on my Google Drive, but I was unsuccessful. And given that it wasn't a whole lot of sensitive information, I thought it wasn't a bad idea. Anyway, let's get started and see if we can compress this into 5 or 6 minutes instead of 12. So, just like last night, I want to just so what I wanted to highlight. Yeah, this is the back one of the back end scripts, which is essentially just making calls or pulling the strings, so to speak, for the not this. This is going to be our local blockchain called Grenache. It's a wonderful tool that allows us to really interact and engage as though this was the public blockchain. It's very useful. They give the private keys, they give the addresses, the blocks, the logs, the events. It's pretty awesome. Let's minimize that. We wanted to go to, let's go to, nope, wrong one. Nope, wrong one. This is it. Remix. So this is going to be our contract, and you'll see right here we have various functions, and some are pulls, or excuse me, some are writes, and some are reads. Just like I mentioned before, read costs gas. So when we see this, we'll see gas is used. That's because we deployed this contract to the blockchain, and it cost gas amount or a measurement of work paid off to the miner. It was one of the concepts for Ethereum is proof of work, um, that for security purposes. So we minimize that. So again, we have three aspects. We have smart contract, which is this. We have the backend script, which essentially just allows us fundamentally to. So you'll see calls. This is going to be a call to the smart contract. This is transaction. This writes. We can really do a lot with this. So during this demonstration, what I want just to keep in mind is this is pretty basic. What I want to show you is just how the writing, the reading, and the tracking over time. Unfortunately, we don't have a second. If I had a separate Mac, we could show this right now, but I don't have that. What I could do is I could host it in AWS. Yeah, I could host that in AWS, and I could boot up some EC2s or some. But what would be cooler is if we create a front end, and you could do it, and then Doug can do it, and that would be pretty neat. So we can discuss that later, though. All right, so let's go. Let's get started. Let's put this first. So just to recap, this is a use case. I tried to develop something because I know, Robert, you have a website that where customers can submit their dimensions and parts and have your company print them. So I wanted to kind of get that feel. So there's a first part, one by one, price of the part. And what we can do is we can see this was written to the blockchain. There was two functions, and these functions, they were just arrays. So fundamentally we're not. It's pretty basic. It's not there. It gets a lot more complex. So for instance, you'll see in this basic menu, we can do a lot of cool things. But again, I just want to show you the basics, and our imagination can really draw out whatever we really want it to be. All right, so let's do our second part. Dimensions, price submitted to Doug. Do one more. So what we did is we chose track part. So this will give us an idea of all the parts that were submitted. And if we want to track the parts, we do 2, and then which part would you like to track? Up 2, yeah. So we added 2, track part. We want to track this part, and it was only submitted. Now we could have written a really cool and really nice output menu like submitted, but that's I hope that's clear. We could certainly do that. It's easy to do. Um, let's actually append the submitted orders, so we can kind of think of this as was printed, and this is going to go delivered. This could have been for the government, and we can track it however we really want to track it. So for us, let's do the first part. Company, let's do Honda, Torrance. This is 2019. This can be a string. Somebody, I don't know. And let's go to it's 2, which is going to be track part. And then we do 1. And then we'll see here as well. So what we did is I just want to mention that we wrote a lot to the blockchain so far. Now we can absolutely be more efficient with this. We can be a lot more efficient, and note I'm only saving. So first part 1 by 1, 11 what? Dollars, cost, price. What is that? So I didn't want to say so $11 is what is the price of your part. I don't. That's going to be some measurement of work. That's it would be silly to put that. So within our application, we can have that. But I didn't want to store that because it's impractical. All right. Where are we? Okay, yeah. So let's do another one. Let's do the first one again. Oh, I'm sorry for typing so loud. Jeez, that must be annoying. What is the location scan? Let's track 1, and we'll see a third. So I hope this is, we could do for the second part and for the third part, and we can add really what this is. It's just arrays. So if we go to the script, or actually if we go to here, you'll see arrays, part tracking. So it's going to be mapping from really, I'm trying to make this as simple as possible because why make it complicated, So it starts from 0 and it goes up to infinity, so to speak, and each one is going to be unique, and it maps to a string array, and I just push it. It really comes down to the basics. It's not a whole lot of. And then there's various functions. You'll see delete. This is for validating, and if I want to start over, so I don't have to redeploy the contract. So I hope this is evident enough to show what we can imagine up. These are the basics, and if we can just hone in on what we want. And I do remember what you said last time, Robert. I actually have it in my phone in my notes. So what we could do, what could be the next steps, we could host this on AWS and create a front end. Clearly, there would need to be, now what is left with here is to get this nicer. I mean, the front end is going to be pulling from the Python. Actually, I think we would probably do it in JavaScript. But anyway, I'm wasting time. Let's when you have time, Robert. I know you're traveling, but I hope this is more pleasant to watch than that disaster last night. All right. Hope you guys have a great day.